The Tuscan sun spilled golden light over Siena, warming the ivy-clad villa where Elena Moretti and her husband, Luca, built their life. Their home, nestled on a hill with views of rolling vineyards, was a haven of love. Elena, 32, was a schoolteacher with chestnut curls and eyes that crinkled when she laughed. Luca, 35, was an architect, his hands sketching designs that captured Siena's soul. 5 years married, their love was a quiet melody, shared glances over morning coffee, stolen kisses in their garden. To their neighbors, they were the couple who made forever seem possible. Sofia, Elena's younger sister, was a different story. At 29, she was a painter in Florence, her beauty, raven hair, emerald eyes, matched only by her restless heart. Her art was vibrant but unsold, her romances fleeting, her life a canvas of unfulfilled dreams. When she visited Siena, the villa's warmth felt like a taunt. At a Sunday lunch, as Luca poured wine and teased Elena about her messy gardening gloves, Sofia's smile tightened. His laugh, his gentle touch on Elena's arm, it stirred a pang in her chest. Why does she get to have it all? Sofia thought, her heart twisting with envy. In that moment, a dark wish took root. She wanted Luca, the villa, the life that should have been hers. Sofia moved carefully, like a shadow slipping through the villa's stone halls. She stayed longer, arrived with bottles of Chianti, her laughter bright but sharp. "Luca, your designs are incredible," she'd say, her voice warm, her hand brushing his as she passed a plate. Elena, grading papers by lamplight, saw only her sister's familiar charm, blind to the storm brewing. One evening, as Luca worked in his study, Sofia leaned over his sketches, her perfume heavy, her fingers grazing his. "You're wasted in this quiet life," she murmured. Luca, startled, mumbled a polite reply and turned away, his loyalty unshaken. But Sofia's eyes gleamed. She was patient, her envy a fire that burned slow and deep. Elena felt the villa's warmth flicker. Sofia's visits, once a joy, now carried a strange weight. She'd find her sister's scarf on the couch, hear her laugh echo too long. But Elena, who'd shared secrets with Sofia since they were girls, couldn't imagine betrayal. She poured love into her home, cooking Luca's favorite osso buco, tending roses with him under the stars. Yet Sofia's whispers were planting seeds, subtle doubts about Luca's late nights, Elena's stress. As autumn painted Siena's hills crimson, the villa stood on the edge of a quiet war, one Elena didn't yet know she'd have to fight. Sofia wove her deception with the precision of a spider spinning silk. She knew Luca's heart belonged to Elena, so she attacked their trust instead. One afternoon, in the villa's garden where lavender swayed in the breeze, Sofia caught Luca alone. "I'm worried about Elena," she said, her voice soft with false concern. "She seems so distant. Is everything okay?" Luca's hazel eyes clouded. He hadn't noticed anything wrong, but Sofia's words burrowed deep. That night, as Elena hummed over her lesson plans, Luca watched her, his heart heavy, wondering if she was hiding some pain. Sofia turned to Elena next, her eyes sharp as thorns. Over coffee in Siena's Piazza del Campo, where pigeons fluttered and cafe chatter filled the air, she leaned close. "I saw Luca with Giulia, his colleague, at Bar Il Palio. They were laughing, heads close." Elena's stomach dropped, but she forced a smile. "He's just friendly, Sofia. You know him." Yet the words clung to her, a splinter of doubt. Sofia's lies were small but relentless, each one chipping at Elena's peace. Emboldened, Sofia grew bolder. She texted Luca, claiming she needed advice on her art. "Your sense of design is perfect," she'd write, sending photos of her chaotic paintings. Luca, kind to a fault, replied with polite suggestions, unaware of her game. One evening, with Elena at a school meeting, Sofia arrived at the villa, her silk dress catching the firelight. "I was nearby," she lied, handing Luca a book on Renaissance architecture. As they sat, she leaned close, her hand lingering on his arm. "You deserve someone who sees your spark," she said, her voice low. Luca pulled back, his jaw tight. "I'm happy with Elena," he said, standing abruptly. Sofia smiled, undeterred. Elena sensed the shift. Luca's distracted glances, Sofia's constant presence, It was like a fog settling over their home. One night, she found Sofia's jasmine-scented scarf on the couch, its vibrant red a stark contrast to the villa's earthy tones. Her heart twinged, but she pushed the feeling away. Sofia was family, her sister since they'd shared a bedroom, whispering dreams under the covers. Yet the villa felt different, its walls holding secrets. Elena caught Sofia's lingering looks at Luca, the way her laughter seemed to claim him. The breaking point came on a stormy night. Elena was delayed, and Sofia appeared, drenched, claiming her car broke down. Luca offered tea, his kindness automatic. By the fire, Sofia's words turned bold. "You're trapped here, Luca. I could give you so much more." Luca's voice was ice. "I love Elena. Stop this." Elena, just home, froze in the doorway, her heart pounding as she heard the exchange. Tears stung her eyes, not for Luca, but for the sister who'd become a stranger. The villa, their sanctuary, was under siege, and Elena knew she had to fight. Elena's world cracked open on a cold November night. Returning early from a school event, she slipped into the villa, her boots silent on the rug. A faint voice drifted from the guest room. Curious, she paused and heard Sofia on the phone, her tone smug. "He's warming to me. Elena doesn't deserve him. I'll have him soon." Elena's breath caught, her heart a drum in her chest. Her sister, her Sofia, the girl she'd braided hair with, shared secrets with, was plotting to steal her life. Trembling, Elena waited for Luca in their bedroom, the moonlight casting shadows through lace curtains. When he entered, his face softened at her distress. "What's wrong, amore?" he asked. Elena's voice broke as she recounted Sofia's words. Luca's expression darkened, and he showed her his phone, text from Sofia, starting innocent but growing bold, suggestive. "I didn't want to hurt you," he said, his voice thick. "She's been too much, but I shut it down." Elena's tears fell, not for doubt in Luca but for the knife of Sofia's betrayal. "We're stronger than her," she whispered, gripping his hand. Their love was a lifeline, pulling them through the pain. Elena chose cunning over rage. Confronting Sofia would feed her drama, so Elena planned to expose her sister's heart while shielding her own. She invited Sofia for a weekend, her smile warm, her eyes hiding the hurt. She confided in Clara, her friend whose bakery filled Siena with the scent of fresh bread. Clara, fierce and loyal, agreed to watch Sofia. "She's trouble, Elena, but you're tougher," she said, her hands dusted with flour. Elena nodded, her heart heavy but resolute. She and Luca prepared together, their bond a quiet strength. "Let Sofia think she's winning," Elena said, her voice steady. "We'll show her she can't break us." Luca pulled her close, his lips brushing her forehead. "You're incredible," he murmured. They spent the evening reminiscing, laughing over their first date in Siena's alleys, dreaming of a future with children. The villa, with its warm stone and creaking floors, was theirs to protect, a symbol of their love. Sofia arrived, her suitcase packed with confidence and slinky dresses. She hugged Elena tightly, her perfume sharp, and flashed Luca a dazzling smile. Elena played her part, laughing at Sofia's stories, pouring wine, her heart aching for the sister she'd lost. On the terrace, with Siena's cathedral glowing under the stars, Elena felt the weight of the fight ahead. Sofia's betrayal had turned their home into a battlefield, but Elena's love, for Luca, for their life, was her armor. She would fight, not with shouts, but with the quiet strength that had always defined her. Elena's dinner party was a masterpiece of subtlety, the villa's dining room aglow with candles, the table laden with rustic bread, olives, and roasted lamb. Guests, Clara and Marco, neighbors Paolo and Giulia, old friends from Siena, filled the air with laughter. Elena had asked Luca to play a role, act distant with her, attentive to Sofia. It was a gamble, but Luca's subtle nods reassured her. Sofia, sensing a chance, wore an emerald dress that hugged her curves, her every move a performance. Sofia shone, her laughter bright, her hand brushing Luca's as she passed the wine. "Tell us about your piazza project, Luca," she urged, her voice like honey. She leaned close, her shoulder grazing his, and spun tales of her artist struggles, painting herself as a free spirit. "Elena's so busy with her students," she said, her tone dripping with pity. "It must be lonely, Luca." The guests shifted, sensing the jab. Elena smiled, her heart stinging, and countered with a story of her and Luca planting roses, their hands tangled in soil, their laughter blending with the wind. Luca's hand found hers under the table, a silent vow that warmed her soul. Elena's trap was clever. She left her phone in the kitchen, open to a staged text with Clara. "Luca's uneasy about Sofia. She's too close, it's awkward. What do I do?" Sofia, always prying, found it while fetching tiramisu. Her face paled, her confidence cracking. Panicked, she followed Luca to the garden, where fairy lights danced among olive trees. "Luca," she whispered, her voice desperate, "I see how you look at me. Elena's holding you back. Choose me." Luca stepped back, his voice firm. "You're wrong, Sofia. I love Elena, always will. Respect that." Sofia's bravado shattered, her eyes wide with shame. From the balcony, Elena watched, tears burning. Clara, nearby, overheard, ensuring Sofia's words echoed beyond the garden. The guests sensed the tension, their farewells quick, whispers of Sofia's behavior spreading. "Poor Elena," Julia murmured to Paolo. Sofia retreated to her room, her plan in ruins. Elena's strategy had worked, not with anger, but by letting Sofia's true color shine. The villa's warmth returned, its walls exhaling. On the terrace, Luca pulled Elena close, Siena's lights twinkling below. "You're my hero," he said, his voice thick with love. Elena smiled, her heart mending. The battle was won, but one final step remained to seal their victory. Morning light bathed the villa's kitchen, Siena's church bells singing softly. Elena faced Sofia over steaming coffee, her heart heavy but resolute. "I know what you did," she said, her voice calm, eyes steady. She held up her phone, showing the text Sofia had read. "You tried to take Luca, my home, everything." Sofia's face flushed, her voice sharp. "You're imagining things." But Elena was unshaken. "I heard you on the phone. I saw you in the garden. You're my sister, but you broke my trust." Sofia's defiance crumbled, her eyes glistening. "You don't know what it's like, always second to you," she whispered. Elena's throat tightened, but she stood firm. "You're welcome here when you respect my family. For now, go." Sofia packed in silence, her shoulders hunched. As her car faded down the hill, Elena felt grief for the sister she'd loved, hope for her healing. Siena buzzed with whispers. Sofia's disgrace was the talk of cafes and markets. Elena chose silence, her heart too tender for gossip. That night, she and Luca dined on the terrace, lanterns glowing, stars bright above. Over homemade ravioli, Elena's voice trembled. "I was so scared I'd lose you." Luca took her hand, his eyes warm. "You're my everything, Elena. Always." They dreamed of their future, children laughing in the garden, new adventures, their love of fire rekindled. The villa, once a battlefield, was theirs again. Elena returned to her classroom, her smile brighter, while Luca's design soared, inspired by their bond. Weeks later, Sofia sent a letter, a faltering apology. Elena kept it unopened, choosing peace over pain. Siena embraced the couple, their story a quiet legend of love's triumphs. As winter draped the hills in frost, Elena and Luca stood hand in hand, their home a sanctuary, stronger for the scars it bore.